Hello, good morning. Hi, you guys. Jackie Albert. Yes, I can see comments. Score. Good morning. Welcome to this week's edition of Coffee Chats. And I have my coffee and it's so good. With me, I'm Catherine Oster. If this is your first time seeing me, hi. If this is your 100th time seeing me, hello. Hi, Shauna. Good morning. All right. Well, we're going to dive in. Good morning, Carmen. You guys. So, this week's topic is about releasing me. Good morning, Barb. I think some of you guys are in my groups. I have some Facebook groups. One of them is called Create Life Worth Living, and it's open to anybody. It is approved, like you do have to request to join, and I think I ask you a few questions and then I approve your joining. And in there, I post things randomly as they come up for me to post, and then I also invite people to ask questions or have a topic that they would like me to discuss on Coffee Chat. And then I've got another group called Getting Comfortable Being Uncomfortable, and those are for people who have taken any access classes with me. So, somebody asked a group in the Create Life Worth Living last week and I missed it, but it was all about releasing me. I think that's what she titled it. How do I release me, or releasing myself is what it was. And then I asked her for more information, and she shared this post about judgment and thoughts and resistance. So I kind of got like releasing herself from resistance. Anyway, the first thing that popped into my mind is being present. Presence. Like, Access Consciousness is this body of work that really invites you to, I'm going to use some different words. Good morning, Loretta. That really invites you to look at or be with things differently, not from judgment. So judgment is the good and bad and the right and wrong. The resistance and reaction, and the alignment and agreement. So an example of resistance and reaction is when something comes up in your life, as things do. I mean, living is messy sometimes. Going into the judgment of it as bad and wrong, resistance and reaction. Oh, look, there's Rainbow. She jumped into the window to say hi. She literally just jumped up now. Rainbow says good morning. For example, we grain farm. And so when a piece of equipment breaks down, you know, because it happens, right? It happens. Like, going into resistance and reaction is making it wrong, like fighting it, like, oh my God, this shouldn't have happened. And, you know, now I have to run and get parts, or, you know, blaming yourself. Like, what did I do so wrong? Oh, shoot, I shouldn't have done this, or I shouldn't have done that. Like, that is all resistance and reaction. I shouldn't have said that. That. Alignment and agreement is, let's say somebody judges you as being too loud. You're so loud. Maybe you should just calm down. Good morning, Mom. Good morning, Annalise. An example of alignment and agreement is like, oh my God, they're right. Like, maybe I should be more quiet. Hello, Marlene. ADD. That's me. I have ADD. Maybe I should be more quiet. I shouldn't be too much. Like, you are aligning and agreeing with the people judging you. Presence is, oh, those people are really uncomfortable with how I am choosing to be right now. Okay, cool. What works for me? And choosing from that. Presence with the equipment that is breaking down is not making it a problem. It's actually like, okay, what is actually required here? What's actually required? And starting to take action, making choices, whether that's phoning the parts dealer, whether that is phoning the neighbor, that is presence. Can you even notice the different energy that I'm being right now? You guys are all aware of energy. What if everything is energy? And how you engage with it determines how it can be. Now, it's been 8 years since I took my first foundation class with Access Consciousness, my first Bars and Foundation class. So I've been building this muscle for a little bit. So please do not, well, you can, but don't make yourself wrong if you don't get this right away. Because I remember hearing this so many times and I'm like, but what do you mean it's not a problem? This is a problem. And I would get really frustrated. It's okay. And then I would, use a tool, like asking a question. How does it get better than this? And over the years, I have really been able to cultivate and strengthen this being present thing. When you are present, you have no barriers. Okay, so, God, this might be a series of coffee chats, guys, because there's so many things I can speak to about this. In order to be present, you require to have no barriers. So there's these barriers, these energetic barriers that we put up around ourselves in our lives, just as a result of being alive in the world, around people. People are not very kind for the most part. It's just abusive being around some people, and we erect barriers. So in order to be present, you have to practice lowering those barriers. And how do you do that? You simply ask. Barriers down, barriers down, barriers down. And relax. In all layers, levels, lifetime, spaces, dimensions, realities, universes, barriers down. And so truth, are you an infinite being? I'm going to ask you that question first. Truth, are you an infinite being? Yes or no? Which one's lighter? Yes or no? So if you are an infinite being, that means you are infinite. You are an energetic infinite being. You are energy that is greater than your body. Your body is kind of like the vehicle you drive around in the world right now. And you as an infinite being are infinite. But oftentimes we energetically, there's a goose that literally flew right by to say hi. Oh, there's another one. Okay. But oftentimes we contract ourselves energetically. We try to fit ourselves in our body. It's not very comfortable. That can create a lot of anxiety and like a lot of tension and a lot of frustration. So just acknowledging that you are an infinite being in a body. Your body is, you're not just restricted to your body, and expanding out beyond your body. Expanding out. So I often like to think of starting a solar plexus, a seed within my solar plexus, and energetically pushing it out the front of me, out the back of me, through my body, beyond my body. So you're expanded out into the infinite space of the infinite being you truly be. And no barriers. Lower those energetic barriers. Yes, energetic barriers keep things away from you, but they keep everything away from you, including money, including joy, including awareness. So barriers down and expanding out. For the first 2 years since I took my foundation class, that is what I thought of that's what I constantly reminded myself of. Barriers down, expand out. Barriers down, expand out. That is the first practice to being present in your life. Barriers down, expanding out. Now the next thing is, who does this belong to? Because Because if your body is a sensory, what if your body is a sensory organism? It's like a little radio receptor, and it picks up thoughts, feelings, and emotions of the people around you. Hi, Marilyn. Hi, Samar. It picks up thoughts, feelings, and emotions from the people around you. Yeah, who does this belong to? So for more information about that, I recommend you go to check out, just Google, who does this belong to, Dr. Dane here, and there's a really great video about that, because I don't have quite enough time to go there, but that's another thing. So it's acknowledging that you're aware that not all of those thoughts in your head, actually 99.999 million% of them are not yours. That's the second step to being present. Barriers down, expanding out, who does this belong to? The next step is noticing when you're going into resistance and reaction to something and stopping. See a stop sign in your head, stop it. Or notice when you're going into alignment and agreement with something, stop it. Lower your barriers, expand out, and ask a question. What's required here? And another really great thing is what's right about this I'm not getting. On our farm, we like to run newer equipment, so we don't like to go through a lot of breakdowns. That just doesn't really work for us. So, and we don't usually have a lot of breakdowns. But this spring, our seeder tractor had a few breakdowns. And one of the questions I asked is like, what's right about this? This spring was so cold for us, and I was like, you know, what if seeding our canola 2 days later will be a huge gift, and we're gonna look back and we're gonna be like, thank God we broke down. You know, what if the universe has your back? And when you are present, you will start to be with things differently. And again, it's a muscle. So do not judge yourself for not getting it right away. It's okay. It's going to take time to strengthen. And another thing that I highly recommend is getting your bars ran and taking a bars class. And I do this program called the Daily Dose. And I'm starting another round of the Daily Dose in probably about 10 days. And it's called the Balls to Be Present. That's what we're going to be dosing about every day. And it's a 30-day program. And every day we run energetic clearing statements around a certain topic. People ask questions, we have conversations, and this next 30 days is going to be all about being present. When you are present, you are releasing yourself from judgment, from thoughts, feelings, and emotions that are not yours. And you are empowering yourself to choose and create your life. This was a pretty big conversation for Coffee Chat, but what else is possible beyond what we could ever imagine? So if you are interested in the Daily Dose or any classes and you have questions, let me know. There's access classes going on around the world. I know that not all of you are close to me, so it's not like you can always come to my classes. And accessconsciousness.com. Start searching and ask me. I'm happy to contribute to assisting you in discovering presence and you and what that is for you. So, coffee cheers. Thank you so much for joining me live, you guys. Have an amazing day wherever you are, whatever you are up to. I wonder how much fun you can have today. Bye-bye for now.